Okay. Mm-hmm. Wait. Hmm. Okay. So we are gonna start with today using AI as a creative assistant in poetry. So what is like poetry? And we generally think that, AI would take over all the many things, like it's taking over lots and lots of jobs in the current scenario, and various other fields, including the creative fields as well. So, will it be able to clear up the whole creative field, or there is still a chance? Or how can we use AI to enhance our position in the creative industry like poetry or others? And how can we use it as an assistant and not as a threat to enhance us, to help us, and not to erase us? So we are gonna think about, like, a basic collaboration between human emotions and artificial intelligence, because after all, AI don't have any sort of emotions. AI can't feel anything. It might have intelligence, it has lots of skills, but it doesn't have the one basic key thing which we humans have, is the ability to feel something, right? To get the emotions, like we have our own emotions, our own expressions, which AI cannot reciprocate. So, the rise of AI in creative arts, right? So in nowadays we are generating deepfake images, videos, AI generated pictures and various other stuff. So it is getting into creative arts, but one very important question which arises is, poetry is a emotion recollected in tranquility. Can AI understand that? That can AI understand the emotions, the feelings which humans feel, or which we can, definitely have senses of? Can AI take our senses, our thought process? That's the question, I would say, like, which comes, right, So, secondary, then we have this thing. Why use AI in poetry? So, till now, any questions which you have, Milena? Like, anything which you want to ask?
Not really at the moment. Go on.
Okay. So why use AI in poetry, right? So why do we use AI in poetry? So we can use to generate prompts when you feel so there's sometimes we have a cluster of thoughts. Like, I had a very good travel experience. I visited a new wonderful place. I wrote down my entire travel vlog, but now I want to turn it into a poetic format. So that might not be possible, that sometimes if I'm gonna do it by myself, I might miss something. I'm not able to rhyme something properly, or there could be that sometimes I have something, a cluster of thoughts, but I want to segregate them. I want to make them into a particular categories, like this one is for this particular thing, this thing, and I want to separate them and do things individually and not in a cluster format. So there AI can help. Another thing, rephrase lines while keeping the soul. Like, something is, I've written a line, but it feels bit off. We'll go into that further examples in it. So it feels bit off, like, okay, this thing is good. I want to add this line after this particular line, but it's not matching with the previous one. It's not rhyming with the lines. So how to use the word? Like, since we humans, we have a limited vocabulary, we can enhance our vocabulary, but we cannot learn every single word, right? So in that way, AI can help us because it has the vast knowledge and dictionary of every possible word which can be used there. So there also we can use AI. Hello, Ria. Welcome. Am I audible, Ria?
Yes. uh,
Okay, so till now we were just discussing about some. basic things only, that use of AI in creative assistance in poetry. And I'll just give you a quick recap till now. So we were just talking about that poetry is an emotion, right? A recollected of tranquility of human thoughts, expressions. And can AI really understand that? Because AI has intelligence, but don't have the capacity and capability to understand the human feelings and emotions. So is it possible? So how can we use AI in our creative field? Like, this was a suggestion on this topic given by Melina. So this is a wonderful topic which I thought. So I made a presentation on this, and that's how we are going. That how can we use AI for our assistance in a creative field? So this thing like use of AI in poetry. So sometimes we have a cluster of thoughts and lots of emotions and expressions which we are unable to segregate into an individual expressions. So there AI help us to segregate all these things individually and give us a clear picture. Or sometimes we want to explore a poetic style, like you want a poetic style of Franz Kafka or Tversky or something of a regional. So you want that your poetry should also be similar in that format of like that particular writer. So how can you do that? One thing is you read every single poetry of that writer, read everything, his letters, how he has written every possible book and everything, then you can learn. Second thing, you can take a help of AI, learn simultaneously, that you are learning as well. Alongside, you are taking help of artificial intelligence in making that thing format that way, and then you can reframe it after that according to your thoughts. So that will make your workload much easier, your speed much more quicker, and you can definitely do it in less time and with more efficiency. But definitely, I would recommend that using AI alongside, you should read that particular writer and author as well, so that you have a deeper understanding of that emotion. AI can understand the pattern and how he has done, like what words he are repeating, the writer is repeating, the tone which he is exploring more. But the deeper human emotion of the particular writer can only be understood by human brain, and I would say because we can feel the expression which the writer want to speak, right? So in that way, AI can assist us, but cannot fully replace or give us the perfect thing which that okay, if this writer would have written on this topic, it would be purely this thing. This is just an assumption, a calculation. AI has taken it as a calculation, a challenge. But for humans, it is more of a exploring emotional depth and the expressions what the writer has gone through. So it's better to go through it, but it's nice to take help of AI as well. So it doesn't get much lengthier, but you can do it in a very quick and easy format. Then experimenting with voice tones and structure. So AI can help you that you have written this particular poem in a tone like in a romantic feeling, right? So now you thought, okay, if I want this thing to end it in a different way, what would be the possibility? So you can take help of AI that okay, give me the multiple endings of this particular poetry, or you want an open ending, so you have given it. So you can get the multiple that multiple observations, multiple styles, and out of which you can choose one, reframe one, or if you want you can collect all those together and formulate them into one particular new new kind of writing style or something. In that way also AI can help you, but it's only that AI should be an assistant, and not you should be not fully dependent on AI, right? uh, any questions, anything which you would like to ask, or any positioning, or shall we move on? Okay, so second, next way. So next we have before versus after. So there are few examples. Like if you look at this slide, here's like refinement and style emulation. So originally written like the stars above, they watch me fall. Yes, I still rise above it all, right? But when it given to AI, so AI has refrained and refined it into the stars behold my quiet ache. Still I isn't my healing sake. So he has used new words which might not be at my head at the moment, So AI has used those words which will be much more, much more effective and much more impactful on that particular situation. So it helps you get deeper metaphor and elevate the language, but also retain the core soul spirit, the soul of that particular poetry. Like, I don't want that, the entire meaning should be changed while using AI. So I just want that give me the better alternatives, better words which I can use. And same way, like as I said, exploring the writer's formation. So I said that in a style of Rumi, right? So we all know that Rumi was a very great and wonderful poet and is an evergreen writer. He was an evergreen writer, right? So it's like the my soul wonders when your eyes last gazed. In the same way, what would have Rumi said? So in that way, I have two choices, as I said. Either I should have gone through every creation, every writings of Rumi, and then thought of it. Or secondly, I can take a help of AI, but also use my expertise, my knowledge of that topic to enhance and reframe that again. So in that way, AI has enhanced in the Rumi style that I lost myself where your silence bloomed, a thousand gardens rose where your glaze had loomed. So AI tried to capture the same thing in depth using the entire vast collection of Rumi's writings and everything and reframe that into something much more, of the style which is the possibility that Rumi would have written if Rumi has written that line, but we are not 100% sure that okay, Rumi will write this way only. Because after all, AI can only understand the patterns, right? The patterns, the writing style, the expressions, but cannot understand the in-depth meaning and the core feeling. The what Rumi was feeling while writing that thing, that is not possible by AI because AI doesn't contain human feelings and emotions. That can only be possible by us. Uh, Anything in this slide you want to ask?
No, I just would like to add it's really good healthy, if you want to copy style to get inspired by a style of like AI could be a lot of help. That's definitely useful.
Sorry, I didn't get it.
I'm sorry, I'm not using headphones. Never mind.
It's okay, but you can repeat this thing so that I can,
Okay, okay. So yeah, it can help a lot to that's a really great idea to get your point to be in some other style. If you want to uh, get inspired by someone else's style, that's really useful. So great
Yeah,
idea.
and sometimes what you could do is you can give all your writers, like all your own poetry which you have written 20, 25, 30 poetries, you can submit it to ChatGPT or Perplexity or any other AI platform, and you can say that, okay, this is my writing style. This is what my new expressions, thoughts in a clustered format, and now give me the poetry in my own writing style. So it will give you in your style as well. And after that, then you can refrain and refine it more and more further. So that, and sometimes they catches a particular pattern of your writing style, which sometimes we are unable to catch that thing in our own writing style. So that way AI definitely help us in that position. Second is like prompt for tone. So one more thing is for rewriting for tone, right? So like originally it was written that she never saw the tears I hid, only the mask of joy I slid, right? But if I tell AI that okay, enhance it and give it much more meaning and in-depth, so then AI has written like she glimpsed the smile I wore so well, unseen the tides where sorrows swell. So it is same thing, like meaning of the sentence is same, but AI has just added much more depth into the same stanzas and tried to enhance that thing and give it more of the touch, the poetic touch alongside a deeper meaning to the same sentence. So that way, it has helped in rewriting the tone as well, which we earlier discussed. So if both like any one of you want to read this particular stanza or a paragraph.
Okay, I'll read it if no one else is volunteering. Okay, so start. Can you hear me?
Uh, So this is something in a clustered format, right? So this is a story which I've like created. So this is the one which I was talking about, that I don't know why I think of her when it rains and all these things, which has been given in a paragraph format. So I want this thing to be converted into a poetry. So for me, it will take hours and hours, or for any writer, it will take a few times to, actually go through it, add every single line in a poetic format and this thing. So this was what I was talking. So I hope you have read the whole paragraph. It's okay, like I can it's okay, no problem. But fine, I'll read it. So I don't know why I think of her when it rains. It's not like she ever danced in it or anything. But her laugh, it felt like the sound rain makes when it falls on old tin roofs. Loud but comforting, I saw a yellow cup today in a shop, and it made my heart ache. She liked yellow, but never wore it. Said it made her look like a sunflower in the wrong garden. In the wrong garden. I guess we were that two right people, wrong time, wrong place, wrong everything. I still check my phone when it buzzes. I know it won't be her, but hope's a terrible addiction, isn't it? I still write poems I'll never send. Still hold her voice like a ghost in my throat. I wish I could forget, but I don't want to either. So this is something, someone has written for his loved one, like one-sided love or something, which you could say. So if you want to reframe this thing in a poetic format, this will take a bit time, and also, a bit challenge. It could be get challenging as well to add every single emotion in a poetic format and then make it rhyme. So it will take time, and it is a very time-taking process. So in that way, you can take help of artificial intelligence. It's not that you just add that and what AI has given you the response, you totally use it. After that, so after this thing, uh, like I added this thing to AI, and then AI has given us this. I have told that to give me as a picture format as well, and also the normal writings. So the sound of yellow, and then AI has transformed that whole paragraph, the whole clustered story, into a beautiful poetry, and then you can reframe and rewrite it from here. So it's better to. So it's easier, basically not better, I would say, but it's easier to reframe from already structured something, that you can add words, you can remove the words, you can add multiple stanzas, you can remove these stanzas, and you can make it much more rhyme or something. But it's difficult to get it from a very clustered paragraph or something in a very chaotic format to convert that thing into a full-fledged poetry. It's a bit more challenging compared to you already have a poetry and you just have to enhance and improve it. So here, the sound of yellow, the AI has given the title, and so it's like I think of her when the leaves, when the heavens cry. Though she never danced beneath this storm, her laughter like rain on old tin roofs, chaotic, loud, and strangely warm. A yellow cup behind glass today felt like wound wrapped in memory. Still whispers, maybe my dear. I still glance at every bus, knowing it's never her voice I'll hear, but hope that cruel romantic still whispers, maybe my dear. So, this is the same thing, right? What AI has used it in something in a poetic format, but not in a story, but still intacting the core soul of missing my loved person and her favorite. Like it still lacks many things. Like her favorite color was yellow, and and it just has given the reference, but you can add multiple lines into it because there's no end in enhancing and editing. Like you can do multiple things, you can add up. It has just given four stanzas. You can add 40 more stanzas into that particular story. It's just that it has given you a much more structured format. So it just for an assistance for the sake of reference, which I would say that you can take a reference from artificial intelligence, but at the end of the day, if you are just gonna copy paste what AI has given, it won't be enough, right? Because that thing can be done by everyone. But since what differ a poetry, a poet, a normal writer from a normal human being is that they can feel what others can't. It doesn't matter that a writer has to feel every single emotion by himself, right? You might not have lost someone in love, or you might have never had one-sided love or something. It's possible, it's completely possible. Or you are in a very good relationship, but you can see someone else, you read something, or a writer has this unique quality, which I would say that they not only write something which they have experienced on the first hand, but they also write something which they observe around themselves, or a simple thought which they get by just seeing something. So there's a very famous, which I would say, the longest poetry, which is a folk tale here in India, which is Mahabharata. So that whole story started just sorry, not Mahabharata, I guess Ramayana, which is a story, right? Which is a whole story which is said. It's a legend story, but the starting is something which we need to listen. It's like that the sage Valmiki has written it just by seeing two birds chirping on a tree, and they were the love between them, which he has seen by sitting in the forest. He just saw two birds, like the love and the bond between them, that he has written the whole story of Ramayana, the entire scripture of it, just by seeing that something. It's not that, and he was a sage, so he never experienced love or any romantic relationship by his own hand, like by his own experience, but just by observing that, he has written the whole manuscript. So in that way, what's the great writers are like, this is a legend story, but I just want to give you an example by this story, that by just observing two birds, if someone could write the whole a manuscript or something, it's that's the quality of a writer which a writer needs to have, by observing the environment, observing not just the humans, but every single moment in around you, a silent breeze of air to a shore of water like drizzling, birds chirping. So you can observe everything all around you, and then you know uh, so those all things in that way. So Ria has written something. So she has written Ramayana is so long for an observation. Amazing, actually. So yeah, it's such a big story, if you would say. It's very in depth, and it captures every human emotions and the divinity of love and separation, and everything that catches up. So that thing whole started just by a single observation. So this is what. So there is a one more example which is now here. It's like, what if she calls, right? So this is the poetry which is there. Like, I remember her in rain, don't know why she never. So this is the same poetry, right? Now, if we give AI this, like this is the same poetry which was in a paragraph format, and now we made it into a poetry. Now we have given the same thing, but in a different context, to again to AI to you know uh, okay, sure, bro. So I'll keep this thing, try to wrap up, not to go, here and there, and just stuck to this thing. So this is what, if you could see that. It has same thing, like, but it's not making much more appealing view. Like, I want this thing to get it reframed and get it much more appealing and heart touching or kind of stuff. Like, I want this to enhance this poetry. So if I'll give it to AI, and this whole image, if you would see throughout this presentation, is images are generated by AI mostly, right? This image is generated by AI based on the poetry, and then AI has given same poetry in a much more refined and position. So when she doesn't call, so it has changed the title according to it, but you can change the title as per your convenience and whatever you feel it. And you can actually generate images, right? Same way, like I have generated the same image of this poetry given to the artificial intelligence and generate a poetry regarding this. So it has given me another image, like having a yellow mug in front, rain outside, and a sad guy missing his lover. So this way. Then we have AI cannot replace the poet, right? So emotions, memories, trauma, your feeling of joy, love, emotion, expressions, these cannot be felt by AI, right? So AI can only assist you, but it cannot feel the emotions, emotional depth, what you are feeling, right? And so the echo of your soul, the thoughts in your mind, or might be that some traumatizing thing which you have experienced, or anything and everything from good, bad, worse, ugly, anything, it cannot be felt by artificial intelligence. It can only be felt by human emotions. So there's a beautiful quote which I got on internet while surfing and making this presentation, and I put it here. So it says, AI can light the candle, but only you can give it a flame. And another thing is, AI can light the candle, but you should have the candle first. So that candle is your emotions, right? If you don't have the candle, you don't have your feelings, emotions, you don't know how to express it out in a explicit format. Even then, AI also can't help you in that position. So you have to provide the AI candle as well, and also the flame. Right, the tone, the expressions, and uh, because the flame, the core spirit of the candle is your emotions, right? Then collaboration is like, it's not competition that AI would take over human creativity or something. It's more of a collaboration stuff. Like, you could see the same image is generated by artificial intelligence for this, that the lady is struggling to write out something, and then AI is there to assist her. So it's like, we shouldn't be over dependent on AI, that you are taking help of every possible thing, everything on AI, giving, uploading it to ChatGPT and telling me that, okay, refine this, do this, give me answer of that and thing. If you would say that the AI to do few things, it is very difficult. After you have a conversation with ChatGPT, and then you continue it for like 40 to 50 chats, and after that it lost where it started with. So it doesn't have that things. Meanwhile, you chat with your friends, you talk to your friend, you talk him with 2 to 3 hours continuously, then also, or after 2 years or 3 years, you would still remember what you have told him at that position. So it depends on the emotional depth as well, that sometimes humans are unable to remember. But it's like, uh, you shouldn't be over dependent, because then it lost the originality of human emotions and expressions which you have. Then AI has a generic human expressions. Like, if I would say AI to write down something about my beloved friend, so either it will keep that lady as my friend, or as my, loved one. It doesn't know the subtle gap between a friendship and relationship, the thin layer between that, where it is the most beautiful position, right? So if you want to capture that particular small thin line, it's difficult for AI to capture that emotion. It will more likely to recline at one position than to make a perfect balance. That can only be done by humans. Then over polishing can dilute the raw emotions. Exactly. Like, you have multiple emotions are your raw feelings and emotions. And if you try to refine them again and again and again, that might be possibility that you dilute the true meaning, the true expression of your feelings, but why you have written it. Because AI would start enhancing it into multiple way, and after converting into 5 to 7 times, it will lose the true originality, the beginning of that whole scenario. and then treat AI as a companion, like as an assistant and not as your competitor, right? That it will take over your creativity or this thing, because it can never take over the human creativity. It can only enhance it and help it. It's like the steam engine and machines, which don't replace the jobs, but helped us to transport and travel things in much more faster and easier way, like trains, aircrafts. So it's like an assistant to humans and not a competition. Then it can help you translate things, right? It can help you get a rhymes, idea, or you have ideas, you want to get multiple ideas. It can help you brainstorm things. So don't fear with AI, but treat it as your companion. And that's the end. Any questions you guys have or anything? I used it more as a technical assistant for list, grammar, translation stuff. Yeah, that's true. Like, that's the best thing. You can use Grammarly. Like, that's a beautiful AI if you want, because there are multiple grammatical mistakes which we make, and we don't know, right? Because obviously, English grammar, it's a very vast subject. So it's difficult to get things grammatically correct. For us, it could be grammatically correct, but you never know that whether it is definitely grammatically correct or not. Because for us, we are just reading it and for us, it's making sense. But it might not make sense grammatically. So in that way, we need to take help of AI. So you can use multiple AIs and this thing. So use AI as an assistant and not something which will, uh, as your like permanent PA or something, that you're just fetching all your poetries and telling him that, okay, generate much more poetry for me. That way you lose the whole meaning of it, whole purpose of it, and then it feels so like not human anymore. Like if you read two poetries which are generated by AI and humans, you can easily make out a difference that, okay, this thing is making much more sense, it feels raw, and this. So use AI to reframe things, but after at the end, it should be your own feelings and emotions, not that AI has done everything for you. So we have around 3 minutes left in the clock. So anybody has any other questions, anything? Ria, do you have any questions or anything?
None so far.
I hope like you guys got something, some help with this, and now like got some values by this whatever this session, the class which we had today, and it might have helped you understand the depth of AI. And it was a suggestion by Melina on this topic, and I thought this was a very fascinating topic. So if Ria or Melina, you have any other topics as well, like if anyone has other suggestions, you can message me directly, and like uh, we can think of it, and then if it is thing that which I feel or which everybody would feel that, okay, this needs to be addressed, then we are going to make another presentation and have it in the another class. And I hope you have gone through that free presentation as well, which is available in the about section, which would help you to give you a raw picture of how to publish your own poetry book, and some depth about poetry, different size style of poetry. Like there are five major styles of poetry, so would have given you that. So you should go through that, and if you ever get any questions or anything, just do let me know. And yeah, I guess recording after this recording would be available, and if anybody needs this presentation, I can send you that as well. So yeah, I guess that's it for today's class. Um, okay, then we have less than a minute left. Thank you so much, and it was wonderful. And if you get any questions, suggestions, anything, just message me or you can message in the group and we can discuss it on it. Thank you.